Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, today we have to learn exercise 5.1. Question number 3. Its first part is 144a square plus 24a plus 1. Before this, you have completed question number 1 and 2. In question number 1, you have studied how to take common numbers and you have also studied about the concept of term. In question number 1, these type of questions were there: 6xy minus 10x square y. Two terms are over here. In question number 1, we have also studied about the concept of term. Two terms are over here. To take common number from these two terms, first break down 6xy. Instead of 6xy, you can write 2 dot 3 dot x dot y, and then new term is being started. So draw a line over here. Instead of 10, you can write 2 times 5 times x times y. It becomes 10x square y. Just multiply it, it becomes 10x square y. So instead of 10x square y, we can write its factors. Now check what's common. 2 is common, x is common, and y is common. So 2xy is common over here. What's left above the line? 3. Then same sign will be written down, minus, and then instead of 10x square y, we had written 2 dot 5 dot x dot y. Out of these, 2xy is common and remaining there is 5x. And in question number 2, we have studied these type of questions like AC plus AD plus BC plus BD. These type of questions were there, like there were 4 terms. Now, no any number is common in all the given 4 terms. So 2 terms can be joined together. Now A is common in these 2 terms. What's left? C plus D. And here what's common? B is common. Remaining there is C plus D. C plus D is again common. So here you can write C plus D, and remaining there is A plus B. So these type of questions were there in part 2. In question number 3, we have to learn about identities and the factorization using identities. In junior classes, we have learned different identities like a plus b whole square. The first identity is a plus b whole square. It gives a square plus 2ab plus b square. Now we have to decide whether we can apply the identity or not. To learn this, we have to decide if 2 perfect squares are given. Simply you have to draw the quadrant and you have to check whether 2 perfect squares are given over here or not. Like in this part, 144a square, the part 144a square is a perfect square of 12a. So here you write 12a, and the second element 1 is also a perfect square. So here you write 1. 2 perfect squares have been found. Like what are the conditions to apply the first identity? 2 perfect square must be given. 2 perfect square and double their product. The second is and double the two conditions must be fulfilled to apply first identity. 2 perfect square must be given and double of their product should also be given. If these 2 conditions are fulfilled, then you can apply the first identity. Like in this part, 144a square. 144a square is a perfect square and 1 is also a perfect square. First condition has been fulfilled, like 2 perfect squares are over here. And now we check whether the middle term is the double of their products or not. The first entry 12 is written over here and second 1 over here. Now check, when you multiply 2 times 12 times 1, it becomes 24a. So both the conditions have been fulfilled. So first identity can be used. Now we have different examples in which first identity can be used. Two perfect squares are given. Two perfect squares are given, like 9x square is a perfect square of 3x and 1 is always perfect square, and the middle term must be the double of their product. We have multiplied 3x and 1 and their double, it becomes 6x. 6x is no more there, so first identity cannot be used. Take some different example. If there is 4x square plus 5x plus 1, perfect square is given, two perfect squares are given, and the middle term, check whether 5x can be made or not. Write 2 by yourself and first and second. The first entry is 2x and the other is 1. Now multiply 2 times 2, 2 times 2x, it becomes 4x times 1, 4x. So the first identity cannot be used because middle term is not being made by multiplying 2 into first into second. But instead of this, if the question is like this 4x square plus 4x plus 1, then first identity can be used. So if two conditions are fulfilled, then you can apply first identity. Solution have been written over here. Write the question again and check. Check two perfect squares are given. And write 2 into first into second. The first element is 12a. You can write it the first element 12a and the second is 1. 12a. Instead of 144a square, we can write 12a whole square, and instead of 1 whole square, and the middle term is being made like 2 times 12 times 1, it becomes 24a. So first identity can be used. Simply write 12a plus 1 whole square. You can also write it as 12a plus 1 times 12a plus 1. It's the factorized form of 12a plus 1 whole square. You have learnt 2 points must be kept in mind. Two perfect squares should be there, and in the center there must be the product of first and second. Now question number 2. Question number 2 is a square over b square minus 2 plus b square over a square. Right solution. A square over b square is a perfect square, and b square over a square, this is also the perfect square. Write the question again. Make the format like this. You must remember the format. Square of first minus 2 into first into second plus square of second. A square over b square is a perfect square. Instead of a square over b square, you can write a over b. Like for a square, we can write a whole square, and for b square, you can write b whole square. As a whole, you can write a over b whole square, and the second is b over a whole square. The first element is written over here, it's a over b, and second b over a. Now check whether you can get the middle term by multiplying all of these three things. Simply multiply all these three terms. A is cancelled with A, B is cancelled with B, it becomes 2. So minus 2, instead of minus 2, both the conditions are being fulfilled, like two perfect squares are given, and the middle term is formed by multiplying first and second entry as well as their double. So you can write A over B minus B over A whole square. It's the second identity. The second identity is whenever there is A square minus 2AB plus B square, you can write A minus B whole square. It is called the second identity. Question number 3, part 3. it's x plus y whole square minus 14z into x plus y plus 49z square. After solution, write the question again. X plus y whole square minus 14z inside x plus y plus 49z square. Simply two conditions should be checked, whether two perfect squares are given over here. X plus y whole square, it is a perfect square. Already mentioned in the question, x plus y whole square, it will work for A. It will work for A. And 49z square, this is also perfect square. 49 is a perfect square of 7, and z square, instead of z square you can write z. Now the effect of this 2, like whenever there is 7z whole square, it means this 2's effect is on both the numbers. It becomes 49. Whenever you expand it, it becomes 49z square. So instead of 49z square, you can write 7z whole square. First condition has been fulfilled. Two perfect squares are given over here, and in the center, check whether is it the double of their product. Two have been written. The first entry is x plus y, and the second element is 7z. Just multiply these three numbers. 2 times 7, it becomes 14z inside x plus y. So both the conditions have been fulfilled. It will be written as x plus y, the first element, then minus sign, then 7z whole square. X plus y is working for A, and this is what minus sign will be written down, and 7z is working for B. So instead of A minus B whole square, you can write x plus y minus 7z whole square. Now remove the bracket because x and y cannot be solved. X plus y minus 7z whole square. This is the required factorization of the given question. Question number 3, last part. It's 12x square minus 36x plus 27. Question number 3, fourth part. It's 12x square minus 36x plus 27. After writing solution, write the question again. 12x square minus 36x plus 27. The first thing is to check whether there is any number is common or not. So in 12x square, break down 12x square. Instead of 12x square, we can write 2.2.3x. Then line will be drawn because minus sign is over here. Instead of 36, you can break down 36 as 2.2.3.3. It becomes 30. It becomes 36. 2 times 2, 4 times 3, 12 times 3, 36, and x is 1 time. And now break down 27. It's 3.3.3. So make the loops. If any number is common, 3 is common. No any other number is common. So 3 will be written as common number, and remaining there is what's left? 4x square. Here you write 4x square, and here you write 2 times 2, 4 times 3, 12x. Same symbol will be written down, and here you write 9. Now decide whether two perfect squares are given or not. Two perfect squares are given. 4x square and 9 are the perfect squares. Two perfect squares are given. Write the format of first and second identity. 4x square is a perfect square. It's a perfect square of 2x. And 9 is also perfect square. It's a perfect square of 3. Now write the first and the second element over here. The first element is 2x and the second is 3. Now check whether the middle term is being made or not. 2 times 2 12, 2 times 2 times 4 times 3 12x. So 12x is being formed. It means you can apply the identity. Minus sign is there in the middle, so write here minus 2x minus 3 whole square. Finally you can write 3 inside 2x minus 3, 2x minus 3. You can write in two brackets because you know this whole square indicates that 2x minus 3 is 2 times. You can write in two brackets as well.